The 42nd presidential election was held on November 4th, 1952. This election consisted of 8 parties. These parties were the Republican, Democratic, Progressive, Prohibition, Socialist Labor, Socialist, Constitution, and Socialist Workers' parties. The Republican Party chose Supreme Allied Commander of Europe, Dwight D. Eisenhower, as their presidential nominee, and California Senator Richard Nixon as their vice presidential nominee. The Democratic Party chose Illinois Governor Aldi Stevenson as their presidential nominee, and Alabama Senator John Sparkman as their vice presidential nominee. Eisenhower spent his campaign attempting to appeal to women. He did this by focusing on issues like education, inflation, and ending the Korean War. He even hired a lot of women to help him campaign. Eisenhower thought that Truman was weak on communism. This would be the first election during the long and ugly Cold War. He stated that Soviet spies had made their way into the Truman administration. He states that Truman did not properly prepare the United States military for the Korean War. Stevenson campaigned in a split Republican Party. On one side was the descendant of former President Taft, trying to keep the Republican tradition, while Eisenhower wanted to modernize the Republican Party. Stevenson states that he thought that Republicans were being too reckless with investigating politicians for having communist ties. He criticized so-called right-wing Republicans for being too harsh on American politicians, not hard enough on the Soviet Union. Stevenson was criticized for calling someone innocent when they had evidence that they were communist. To unite the Republican Party, Eisenhower endorsed many traditional Republicans during their state and local elections. Eisenhower was popular for his role as a general during World War II. Stevenson focused on the younger generations, as Nixon was criticized for accepting over $18,000 in gifts. Nixon responded with a 30-minute speech stating that he was innocent. At one point, he stated that he was given a dog which he would not get rid of because his daughter loved it. This ended up saving Nixon's career, for now, and he became a well-liked figure amongst the Republican Party. This was the first election where television ads were used. In the end, Eisenhower won the election. He won 55.18% of the popular vote and 83.25% of the electoral vote. This was the best electoral vote performance since 1940.